See? Starting a little something different, a segment I'd like to call Good or Bad. In these videos, I will not beat around the bush. I will explain whether or not the movie I'm talking about is good or bad. While hearing someone else say something is good or bad is a topic that's always left open for debate, what I'm referring to when I say good or bad is should you see it now or wait till it comes out on Blu-ray and DVD. You should never judge a movie before seeing it, but with so many movies to watch, hopefully I can give you a helping hand with which movies you should see now or which you could wait on. So without any more delays, let's get right into, is Black Panther good or bad? For most of you, I'm pretty sure the answer is obvious. Black Panther is directed by Ryan Coogler, who brought us Creed. In the movie stars Chadwick Boseman, Michael B. Jordan, Andy Serkis, Lupita Nyong'o, Daniel Kaluuya, and Danny Gurira. Danny Gurira? My apologies if I butchered most of those. Black Panther is the 18th movie in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and while slightly continuing on with those movies, Black Panther is very much so an origin story, as well as one of the most unique movies the MCU has offered us thus far. After the events in Captain America Civil War, King T'Challa returns home to the reclusive, technologically advanced city known as Wakanda to serve his people. He's quickly challenged for the throne by a mysterious stranger from the past. After seeing the destruction this person brings with him, T'Challa, also known as the Black Panther, must team up with a few allies to prevent war from happening in Wakanda. Black Panther was very different from any other Marvel movie we've gotten, and as crazy and layered as the origin of Black Panther is, I have to give them credit for covering most of it and not changing certain things to perhaps less confuse its audience. Myself being a drummer, I loved the score for Black Panther, a lot of percussion, and it fit the tone perfectly. The movie has great characters with very different attitudes and opinions, making them all stand out, as well as most of the time depicting very strong women. Sure, they did the same thing in Wonder Woman, but not as much of it like there was in Black Panther. Something I did not expect from the movie, however, was how much dialogue is actually in the movie. It's a superhero movie, so it's kinda absurd to think there's no action, but I guess with me, although there were some action sequences I enjoyed, where Black Panther really shines lies with the conversations we get with most of the characters. Most notably would be Michael B. Jordan as Killmonger, also known as the main villain of Black Panther. That doesn't usually happen. Most Marvel villains we're presented with, most are just evil for the sake of being evil. It's like when you hear over-the-top actors say, "What's my motivation?" But here, that's exactly what was needed. You can clearly see that he's the villain of the film, but once you find out more about his character, you honestly can't really blame him for his actions. This made it so that compared to our main character we're rooting for, we're actually relating to the villain of the movie a lot more. I thought that was a very ballsy move that certainly paid off. Now, the action and special effects in this movie were the main things I was disappointed with out of anything. There really aren't much other aspects of the movie that makes it bad, and although sometimes they did it well, other times the CGI didn't look finished. There's one scene in particular that just flat out didn't look good, and the scene was setting itself up for a very supposedly exciting or visually stimulating moment, and it just wasn't, because it looked like special effects from the 90s. I could certainly forgive that part of the movie. What I can't forgive are the action sequences without CGI involved. Some other of our Marvel characters, it's more understandable to have tons of CGI creating the characters we're seeing, such as Hulk, Vision, even Iron Man. But Black Panther, much like Captain America, is more of a hands-on fighter. So I was a bit let down to see that most of the time when I saw him doing something cool, it was layered with special effects. Winter Soldier had amazing choreography with their fight scenes. Why couldn't the fighting have been more like that? Aside from one fight between Black Panther and a few others, every other moment was shot with near to no lights except from the guns being fired. It resulted in choppy looking fight scenes that may not have been, but because of that choice of lighting, it just came off that way. Sure, there's other action sequences without Black Panther that are shot, let's say, during the day or that don't require squinting to see what's going on, and they're awesome, but the movie is called Black Panther. I was just kind of sad to see that even though Chadwick Boseman gives a great performance as T'Challa, aka Black Panther, I was never really in awe of what he was doing once he was suited up. Honestly, a great comparison to another MCU movie, to me, would be Captain America: The First Avenger. Of course, Black Panther is way better for its bizarre world and lifestyle it brings to this shared universe, but the action is kinda mediocre, as well as the special effects. Although it might seem like I'm hating on the movie, I cannot stress enough how compelling the scenes with less action in them were. I know that may sound a little strange, especially seeing how this is technically a superhero movie, but I'll straight up say it. There's a moment in the movie that I got pretty dang choked up, and there isn't another MCU movie that's done that. I can get behind almost any of my childhood heroes. It's easy, I grew up with them. But when new characters that I've never even heard of come into play, completely catch me off guard, and almost steal the show entirely, I can't help but think the main reason for that is three key things: the performances, the writing, and the directing. On top of it all, Black Panther does bring a very good message to the end of its story, almost perfectly wrapping it up while still leaving a little room for more in the future. Therefore, I can say, although the movie does have its flaws, I still enjoyed it, even more so as an origin story, which in some cases have proven in the past to be sometimes rather boring. Black Panther kept my eyes stuck to the screen from beginning to end, and even though I had my issues with the movie, overall it's pretty fun and an extremely unique movie. Therefore, I can say Black Panther is good. Last nitpick, Andy Serkis was incredible as expected, but I needed more of him. Go check it out as soon as you can and let me know what you thought about it once you've seen it. Be expecting many more like this in the near future. I'm fixing to up my game when it comes to watching movies, trying to get one new movie in a week at least. But we'll see how everything goes. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe if you'd like to see more, and as always, I'm Johnny B. Good with Johnny's Be Good Reviews, and let's hope the next movie will be good.